What's up, guys? Happy Wisdom Wednesday. This Wednesday, we're going to be talking about rebranding, shifting your identity, right? You can reinvent yourself without erasing who you were. Last week, I kind of touched a little bit about that I used to be in the industry. I have a complete YouTube video coming out about answering some of the questions from when I was in the industry. But yes, I used to be a spicy ballerina, or a stripper, if you will. A lot of people think that word holds so much negative weight, but to me, it's just another sales job. So basically, I just want to kind of talk about reinventing yourself. Back in the day, I used to post pretty avidly on Snapchat about what I would do for work. I would be like, come see me, you guys, blah, blah, blah. And how I shifted my identity from being a dancer to being a successful career woman. So I feel like a lot of the time, what happens is we hold our value to what we do, right? One of the first questions people ask you when they get to know you is, what do you do for work, right? And we are not our jobs. We are not our jobs. We are not what we get up in the morning and go spend 8 hours doing. We're not that. We're the other hours of the day, or I don't know how to put that, but you're not your job, basically, is what I'm trying to say. So owning your past. There was a time when all I knew was survival. Dancing paid the bills, but it wasn't the future I saw for myself. I feel like people judged me, but they didn't understand the strength that it took to keep going when I didn't have a backup plan. I don't want to say that I didn't have a backup plan. When I first started dancing, it's actually a funny story. I talk about it in my YouTube video. But when I first started dancing, I didn't really know what I wanted out of it. I really didn't. I just knew that I needed to pay my bills, and this was a means to an end, right? But outside of that, once I started meeting all these business people and businessmen, it showed me different avenues of ways I could make money without selling my soul. And that's how I started into the path of my dream, being a real estate agent, because I knew that it would give me the financial freedom that dancing gives me and the freedom of time that dancing also gave me. The shift, choosing something new. I didn't wake up and magically become a businesswoman. I made a choice to grow, to pivot, and to stop letting my past define me. So, like I said before, we are not our jobs. A lot of the times we feel like society labels us, oh, I'm Khadijah, I'm a realtor, or oh, I'm Khadijah, I'm a saleswoman, or no, like I'm just Khadijah. Some of you guys like to call me KB, like that's just who I am. I'm not my job. I'm not a stripper. I'm not a realtor. I am Khadijah. And she is so much more than what the grounds of a job application or what you think a job is. So real estate, solar, content creation, those weren't random jobs. They were my way of proving to myself I'm not stuck in one version of me, right? Reinvention is real. You can change your life without being ashamed of the chapters that got you here. If I really was so ashamed and so disgruntled by my past, I would never share it with you guys. I actually own it. And owning your past is something so incredibly strong because nobody can use it against you. Nobody can say you're this and you're that because you know that you're not. You know that you had to do what you had to do in order to get to where you are. And there's nothing wrong about that. And there's nothing to be ashamed of it, because at the end of the day, the people that are judging you, are they paying your bills? I didn't think so. So their opinion doesn't matter, right? Okay, so the girl who danced is the same woman who closes deals now. She just got smarter, more strategic, and walked into her power. I'm not trying to hide my past. I'm using it as proof that you can rise from anything. I have a fire inside of myself, like a phoenix reborn, and I hope that sharing my story can also help somebody else who might be going through a similar situation know that where you are today is not the path that God has for you in the future. It's not the end all be all. I knew in my heart and in my soul I wasn't going to be a dancer forever. I actually made a goal for myself that by the time I turned 25, I was going to be done dancing. And that's exactly what I did. I stopped dancing. I got my real estate license. And getting my real estate license wasn't all peaches and cream, okay? I failed that motherfucker twice before I actually passed. And I'm not ashamed of it. Once you own who you are, nobody can tell you any differently. And I just want to share these little nuggets of knowledge with you guys because I lived through it and hopefully you don't have to. And if you do, you can always reach out to me. You can always DM me and I will always be here for you guys. Until next Wisdom Wednesday, I'll see you then.